Today we're coming to you from Detroit, Michigan with Graham Stephan, and we're going to be comparing houses in multiple different price ranges. We've been told a lot about Detroit. We have no idea what to expect other than this gimbal sliding away in weird angles. And so we have an itinerary of about 5 houses that we're going to see, anywhere between $2,500, maybe $5,000, all the way up to $200,000. So let's go ahead and get into the comparison and see what we find. I'm excited. What about you?
Yeah, and really quick, make sure, link down below, 18% off the real estate investing course, valid for the next 24 hours only, so make sure to check that out in the description. Very happy members.
Coupon code GP Stephan. Waiting for our agent, and we're gonna check out this first house, a $215,000 house. This is gonna be the high end of our list. We're gonna work our way down from there. See, Detroit, once one of the most dangerous cities in the country, has suffered from deindustrialization as manufacturing spreads overseas, across the border to Mexico, and automation becomes common. The last recession was particularly hard, leaving blocks upon blocks completely empty, boarded up houses everywhere you'd look. But this isn't the entire story. The story of Detroit goes much deeper, and there's a lot of optimism to be had for the future. Lessons will be learned for anyone interested in investing in real estate.
Hey guys. Hey, what's up, Graham?
Matt, nice to meet you.
What's up, man?
Pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
Great to meet you. Yeah. Great to meet you finally.
Totally. The more questions we asked, the more we learned.
Do you have any worries of like people breaking in or squatting in a house like this?
Absolutely, absolutely. They have the alarm system on this house, but on the back doors and the side doors, they actually have these wedges built in to help prevent them from getting kicked in. Wow. Nor do you see on a lot of Detroit properties the lockbox on the front or signage in the front, because we don't want to advertise that it's possibly vacant or up for sale.
What's with this? Is to block out?
Exactly. They don't want people to see it's empty.
Now, while inside the house, we couldn't help but wonder about crime, and that's because, well, we happened to be in an Uber the night before, and when we asked, what areas should we stay out of, he responded, "You're in it." We were on our way to McDonald's, hungry after our flight, and it may have been 1 a.m., but we asked at the same time, was there anything we could do to be safer? And the Uber driver responded, pray. See, the Uber driver also told us, Detroit's Detroit. The burbs, or suburbs, are different, but once you cross 8 Mile at night, you gotta drive like this. And then he hunched his shoulders up, leaned in closer to the steering wheel, and slowly looked left and right as he made sure the doors were locked.
Why would they keep a home empty for this long?
They started rehabbing it, probably cleaning it up. More than likely it would belong to like the Detroit Land Bank, or it was just sitting vacant. They threw on a couple of things to kind of clean it up and just get off the market. The market. If they bought this for a couple grand off the land bank because they were just sitting there vacant, paid up the property taxes and water a lot of times on these properties, there's like sometimes $10,000 in back taxes in property. One thing that's so cool about like these old school stairs is this solid oak. I mean, you can't really buy this anymore. Nothing's naturally this thick. And over here, there's a lot of people that love to kind of come back and revitalize this particular like neighborhood.
1920s style.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Wow, and so tell me about this neighborhood.
Neighborhood-wise, Boston Edison is a very street by street particular neighborhood.
I couldn't help but wonder, why were so many of the garages destroyed in the area?
They would take care of their home because that's where they're living. They're not living in their garage. The garage went first. If they're going to replace any roof, it was going to be on their home, right?
Let the garage go and forget about it.
Yeah, a lot of garages were lost over kind of that transition when it got really rough.
And why wouldn't people convert these garages into accessory dwelling units or other livable houses?
I wouldn't say I've seen it. It's possible, but it's less common. It's probably rare.
Cheaper for somebody to go buy a cheaper house.
Yeah, oh yeah, no. The conversion wouldn't be there, it wouldn't make sense.
Next door is where things got a bit more interesting. See, we had also asked our Uber driver about $1,000 houses, and his response was, well, there's a reason they're $1,000. The door just closed.
No, it's open.
It's wind.
Oh, is this what they call an open house in the area here?
I think that's probably what
Oh
they
my
call
God,
it.
I think we gotta tour that.
Burned up top.
What the hell?
Can we look this up and see what this is?
It's locked.
Double key.
It's scary looking, man. Dude, this one too.
Scary.
This one, oh my God.
The camera just gets cut.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess maybe we could have gone through the driveway.
Now, while in this backyard, we even saw a power line on the ground with no tape, no cones, no red flags, nothing. And that reminded me of asking the Uber driver, is it safe to go out? And he responded and said, look, rent a car, drive by. If you see something suspicious, you keep moving. Then we went to Highland Park. This is actually a city within Detroit, but Detroit technically doesn't incorporate Highland Park because the crime is so high. Detroit's average crime rate would skyrocket if they absorbed Highland Park, so technically we were in a bubble within Detroit now. I did still see hope, because the entirety of my trip I spent looking for hope.
We're going into Highland Park, which we were told to only drive through. Right. So on the last one, what happened was that we went to the home next door, and it was, I don't know, boarded up, but in a good area. But there was for sure someone in there. Like, there was someone in the house. Now I'm starting to realize why so many people were warning us about, like, just don't go to these certain neighborhoods. And I've never been exposed to any of this personally.
These fields, I would just run over bodies.
You find what here?
Bodies.
Are you serious?
The landscape contractors for Detroit, it used to be every week. They'll literally just start lawn mowing, boom, boom. Oh, what was that? We got another one, Phil. Like, seriously, if you call the Detroit Police Department, you ask them, like, how often bodies turn up in fields, it's probably every week. We are, I'd say, of not desirable Detroit. We're getting to, like, if it's scale 1 to 10, 10 being like okay, but like 1 being, oh God, I'm not even getting out of my car. We're probably at like a 5 or 6 right now, so it's still tolerable to me, but not. I don't want to take you guys to a 3. I don't want to take you guys to a 3. So stay in your cars.
This is a 5?
Yeah.
Why? Why is it fire damage?
No insurance on these houses?
Holy sh**.
Hot these flames are. You can see the bedrooms.
What the?
Wow.
Look at that side of the street versus this side.
What? How is that?
That's
Wild
insane.
West, man.
It looks like there's fires. So what? Why are there fires here?
This home's really going to be interesting. We're at the 12.9 range, okay? We probably could get this for under 10.
When you say 12.9, we're not talking 12.9 million.
No, we're not talking 12.9.
not
We're not talking about like 129. We're talking $12,900.
Why is this so cheap, and how much are all the other homes here? It looks like you have a really nice home across the street.
Yeah, there's a couple that are nice on the street, actually.
Why is this 12.9?
Well, I think if we turn the camera toward the house, we're going to get an inkling of an idea. So we're going to need probably a new roof. I'm sure because of the damage and the squirrels that are probably in the home, we're probably going to need some pest control. We're probably going to have to do some major repair. I'm sure there's water damage throughout the home. There's no windows on this one. So I know water's getting in there. I'm sure there's gonna be floor damage.
Yeah.
In general, yeah, you should definitely do a lot of pausing on this one.
I've noticed this is very common to see, like, burn.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
There's a lot of reasons. One big reason is idiots. Idiots exist. You see
Taking the electrical causing hazard.
you see that. You see a lot of drug stuff going on. Aside from that, not so much anymore, but there used to be a lot of fire fraud, insurance fraud from fire. Here, it's not usually that in this area. It's more just ignorant homeowners, or it's just and it's also just vandalism, just straight up arson.
I see.
Yeah.
Right now, we're standing outside of a $12,900 house in Detroit. There's a burned down house over here, yet on the other side of the street, all of the houses look very typical and normal. That probably sell for anywhere between $100,000 to $150,000. This though, $12,900.
So I'm gonna probably be a little more trepidatious with my footing here and throughout this house. If it don't feel right, step back. Hello, realtor. Remember we talked about the ceilings, how they've been stuccoed?
It's all stripped. I mean,
Wow.
the knob and tube is left. And what is that? This was a pocket door.
pocket door, correct.
That's the remnants of a pocket door right there. And then this.
The last of his name.
How often is it that someone goes and sees this in person? Why is this on the market?
How often?
Yeah, and for how long has this been available?
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah, it's actually quite interesting why this is.
This is porn. This is porn.
Wait, what?
I'm picking up porn right now. Okay, you just found porn?
4 hours of continuous play! Oh, I have a nail in my shoe.
Oh yeah. Oh, I have
look
screws
at
in my
that.
shoe.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Careful where you stand.
Dude.
This is probably one of my favorite finds ever. Not every day you just stumble across. Euro leisure time. Dig it.
Look at this. This is when people ask, oh, what's lath and plaster? Come here, where you can see the cutoff plan. Look, this was the kitchen. See, this is the linoleum in the kitchen. Here's the kitchen sink, the drain for the kitchen sink. The water supply probably came in over here. The water supply is gone. The gas line's right here. They left the crappy plumbing that nobody wants, and it's totally clogged, probably from the upstairs coming down.
Kevin, I dare you to go downstairs first.
For us going down, make sure to press the like button and watch an ad.
Like us.
Oh, dude, this is scary as shit, man. You go first.
Okay,
Dude,
I'll go.
I'm scared to go down here right now.
Yeah, I feel very good.
No, you first, man.
So this is not sexy.
Did you walk into a spider web?
I walked into plenty of those. Yeah.
Oh.
So that's an old furnace.
Oh my
Corn, beer, and lots of labor. It's actually not even that bad.
This is, yeah. Oh, look, here's the old, oh, they actually have a breaker panel and they left copper. It was quite bizarre that the stories of the Uber driver kept echoing back, but he also said, if you're going to invest here, you buy that $1,000 house, don't spend more than $20,000, hope that you can rent it out for $600 to $800, but you have to balance the tenants affording it without you having to evict them. Most of these houses are gutted. The people take everything. Detroit's Detroit.
So obviously, just looking up, you can tell we've had plenty of moisture in this house.
Wow.
I feel like you're having trouble processing.
Well, yeah.
Oh, this is how
We don't have these in California.
If somebody bought this for $12,500, how much would they have to put in to fix this thing up? Basic, because remember, we don't want to over-improve. But I mean, if you spend $100 on this, you're better off.
Would it? I would not. I could not recommend this to anyone.
Why?
It just needs too much.
I mean, every wall needs to be stripped, and then it's just kind of like when you open up.
It's a can of worms.
Yeah, it's a can of worms. You cut into an oven. There's so many layers because that just shows you what we can see before we pulled off the bad plaster. But you know, this house. I mean, honestly, the ARV is not there to support.
This home, oh, this is one of those foreclosure notices. This home has been winterized. Water has been turned off. Well, there's no plumbing left.
What I would expect from what I'm seeing is they probably started to work on it with the intent to flip it, and they're just like, what are we doing? Because when you see all that drywall ripped off and some of the fresh electrical, it usually implies somebody started, but I think they quickly realized the scope of work was beyond their...
They needed power to start, so they put in the panel. They got power service hooked up.
Absolutely.
Now they had power and tools in here. They start taking off, wall boards, and they realized, oh my gosh, that we're in over our heads. Just walk away from it.
100%.
So it goes right back into foreclosure. What would it take to rebuild this money-wise? A couple hundred, Aaron?
Yeah, easily, probably 250.
But it's a $100,000 neighborhood.
Yeah, it's a loss. And right now you can still negotiate enough where you could totally get another property probably near this block for even 50. And that's actually in decent shape. As long as the bones are good, it's all cosmetic. Let's say you put in another 20, 30, you sell it for 120, where are you at? It's not bad.
That's true. They tried to sell this house themselves probably when they were flipping it, and they couldn't do it. And you can see the neighbor has actually patched their roof with a different color of roof. Maybe just because that's what they got their hands on.
It was cheap. Or it was just given to them for free as a hand-me-down product.
Yeah, let's go. I'm good. Dude, imagine an overnight challenge here. I mean, I'm not sure what I was expecting, to be honest.
You had expectations.
I didn't have any. I didn't expect it to be as spooky.
Yeah, and it's not profitable either.
No. I guess, yeah, I mean, there's always a reason why they're so cheap.
And it's still on the market.
And it's still on the market. No one hasn't bought it yet.
You know what? The agent needs to go in for a price reduction.
Probably. Under 10.
$9.99.
Yeah, $9.99.
And the more people you have
that are meticulous about their lawns, it can create that psychology of, hey, you need to do this too. Because when you're that obvious person that's kind of just the outlier, usually your neighbors will even say something. So if you see like 6 or 7 lawns in a row and one guy's starting to go bad, they're gonna call it out, they're gonna call the city, they're gonna help maintain your property.
Then we came to this area where the vacant houses that were for sale had these Titanic style doors. It looked like they were trying to keep water from getting in like a flood in the Titanic, but it was really just to keep squatters out of the house. And we now understood that there was the level of not having a for sale sign and covering up the windows, and then there was this level. Here's the front door. They took the front door off the hinges to put this in. Yeah. How much is this?
110. So come check out this kitchen, it's actually really nice.
110. Yeah. Wow.
So
These are the security doors. That's not going anywhere. They take the door off, so they'll reinstall it at the close of escrow because they want to fortify the house while it's for sale. I mean, doesn't that signal bad things to potential buyers? Like, if you saw this in LA, would you buy the place?
No.
But the thing is,
This is normal.
if this is the area you want to be in, it is the norm. At the end of the day, even in some of the nicer spots in Detroit, like, this would be a smart move, but is it visually appealing? Absolutely not. Some old school mold. It's not bad mold, it's white mold. Actually, this one.
Oh, discriminating molds now.
Alright. Guilty.
Now, they put the address on the water meter. Are people stealing these?
Anything that's got copper on it, anything that could be resold to other contractors, yeah. In fact, due to the high levels of theft, people are starting to do GPS trackers and unique, like, hidden inscriptions on certain parts of the furnaces.
Oh, look, this is your original security door, which they replaced with the Titanic security door.
The Titanic.
The vault.
The one that will eventually sink.
Jeez. I totally see why I would spend 10 here?
Yeah.
I would rather
Somebody
negotiate.
could rent this. Yeah, you could
What-
come
what-
down maybe 15, 20 right now just because it's been a little drier with
The market?
with the market over here, but its house is great. It's actually a great little house, but it's just still just on the outskirts of that Detroit spot that you really want to be in. It's possible though you could room hack this thing and you get like $400 or $500 a room, and at that point,
It's house hack. Who's renting that? Yeah. 400 or 500. Right?
downtown Quicken Loans employees.
kids, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, no, I love it. I have a few properties myself.
You own properties here, and what did you buy them for?
Well, mostly in the 50s.
Real estate agent in the 50s, now
and
worth 120.
3 years ago, most of my properties are worth almost 160 now.
160. Did you buy them as fixers?
They were okay. I'd say most of them needed like 5-10K in
Oh, that's
repair.
it. So you're talking
really
paint,
just
fix
light
up.
stuff, really light cosmetic stuff. But
You bought for 50, and your value's tripled since 2016.
I just want to be very clear. I'm not mad about it.
No. But so 8 Mile is, though, a big dividing factor between,
It is a big
generally
factor.
the suburbs are going to be worth more up here.
Yeah. You can go further west though, and be right back to $500,000 homes.
Okay. Now, this is a remodeled house in Hazel Park, which is just above 8 Mile, and it's close to Detroit. It's got a new roof, new siding, new furnace, new plumbing, new electrical, so it seems to have less concerning aspects regarding not only the condition, but also overall the location.
So hardwood floors.
This is like LA.
Yeah, this is actually a really decent
Look at these
house.
coved ceilings here. This is beautiful.
It's a great home. I mean, this thing's here to stay. That's what's great about this home. You can't go wrong. There's really nothing for you to do. You buy it, just keep the yard maintained, and that's going to be a major improvement.
Now I'm noticing there's no address written on like the furnace or the water heater in this area.
You're pretty observant. Yeah,
No.
It's not as big of a deal over here.
No, okay.
No, you go. It's amazing. We drove 10 minutes north, maybe, and it's a big difference over it.
Now,
What's the rent?
Does it happen? Yeah, you could probably get 12 to 1,300 rent on this one.
Now, what are the odds that an area, what happened in this area, that tripling of value, could happen where we were at that $12,900 house?
odds.
Like, is that
Possible.
neighborhood gonna, come up?
I do believe it's still coming up. I really do. It's come up a lot. In Boston Edison, there's a few streets that are clearly like the moneymaker streets. Like that is the play. If you're gonna bet on that, you can bet there blindfolded. And you can go maybe one block off, but that second block, you just jumped up like 50% volatility. You go one more block after that, you're like, wow, you're gambling heavy now. It's pretty much, you're just hoping. So one block can make 2 times the difference.
So you're talking guaranteed ROI versus roulette.
Roulette.
Now, relative to what we had seen, Graham and I were crunching numbers to see what this investment would be like, but it was at that point that Matt's transparency, even in this location, really ended that idea quickly. And it seemed to only be because of our proximity to 8 Mile.
What do you think is the lowest you can offer on this?
We bought it for 55.
How easy is it to sell a house like this?
Sell a house like this, easy. How location is always a factor. This house is a little bit closer to 8 Mile and the freeway than I think I would have probably done if I was intending to flip.
This is when you realize you're going to need more than just one day to analyze the area to be able to make actual investing decisions. We got a course member here. What's up, man? You're helping drive us around.
That's
Thank
right.
you, man.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it. What's your
Anytime.
Instagram?
At Nick Lafave, Nicklafave.
Thanks for helping us out.
No problem.
This should be pretty interesting. I just got a text from another agent here in Detroit, and they said, I have a client that's willing to film his property. He started rehab, but not finished. He purchased it from auction for around $12,000, which is kind of like the house that we saw. And the after repair value will be around $90,000 to $100,000. So we're about 3 minutes from there now. I'm excited to see what we're getting into. Last stop, we went to this flip in progress that was bought for $13,000 and just started renovations. Let's take a peek at this. This is much like the other one that we saw for $12,900.
Okay, that's how much they
Like an
paid.
auction, but it was like this everywhere. Now I see we were putting the can lights up here and the
Yes.
drywall.
So the end goal, there will be can lights. He's gonna obviously restore and retile this fireplace. It'll get a complete kitchen makeover with granite and new cabinets and all that great stuff. I don't know if you guys want to swing around in there. There's not much in there right now. But the last time I was here, there were mushrooms growing through the kitchen floor. So a vast improvement. We're cleaning it up, but.
Oh, no worries.
Do dogs get up here?
Well, this house sat vacant, I would say, for at least 3 years or so. This was one of the properties owned by the city of Detroit. And sold on auction. You pay the current years back. It kind of depends because there are a few different ways. Watch your step, please. A few different ways to buy in on that. Sometimes the city themselves, they will renovate the houses and sell them that way. Sometimes they're the $1,000 auctions that you're referring to. And then also these types of auctions where the price obviously went up past $1,000, but
I bid up and overbid.
yeah.
I
So
see.
this one I think went for around a little under $13,000 as well. So
He's had this for 3 months. What's the ETA on? Another couple months?
well, he told me originally he would be done in about 40 days. I think he's kind of put this one on the back burner to finish up some smaller ones that he's going to have as rentals. But it looks like they're jumping back into this one this month. So hopefully by end of July, I'm hoping.
Are people rebuilding here, or is it mostly just light cosmetic renovation and try to get it livable again?
Mostly renovation.
What do you think this would rent for when it's done?
It would probably rent about $1,000 a month.
$1,000, okay.
Yeah.
So all in, even if you kept it as a rental, that's not bad.
No, not at all.
So you're really seeing these hot spots of development throughout Detroit.
Yes, and I think a lot of people get confused about buying here because unfortunately a lot of our city is like that, where we could be right here at like $500,000 house and then I could take you, a quarter mile and there'll be like one house on the block. And a lot of people, they don't really know what to do with that, and it's very hard to explain for someone who has not been here or who has not seen it. but you know, we try our best to explain it, you know, as best we can.
Best you can, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Now, folks, thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. As a special bonus, I'm just rolling some clips in the background of the meetup that Graham, Stefan, and I had after we went on the home tour. We had been asked a lot at the home tour, where would we invest? What would we do? And after our experience, we have to say we're very optimistic with Detroit. The downtown Detroit area was revitalizing. We were out and felt safe at 1 and 2 a.m. by casinos they had in Detroit, the transit, the activities, the parks, everything overall not only felt clean, but felt safe in certain areas. And so it seemed to be that even though Detroit has been on a long road of decline, we believe Detroit has an upward slope of progression coming to it.
Oh yes, follow me on Instagram, Alicia, ALICIA, Sales, the city. I'm with Downtown Realty. We are based in downtown Detroit at 500 Griswold, and we do service pretty much everything Metro Detroit. Okay,
Awesome, thank you. That was awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Guys, thank you so much for showing us these homes. Tell us a little bit about your company, who you are, and tell the world.
Thank you. It was great going out with you guys as well. My name is Matt McCall-Stillman. I'm with Woodward Square Realty, go by WSR. We are a real estate brokerage out here. We started off mostly on the investment side, and currently we're kind of working a lot of retail as well, mostly for our flippers and builders. And this is Ethan Harms.
Yeah, that pretty much covers it. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, we're really glad to have a chance to meet you guys, and we hope you guys do more investing out this way as well.
Thank you. And then like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.